Hi, ladies. We are back in the building. I am here with you guys already know Empress Liz. Where are you? What state
I
are
am
you in right
in
now? Because I
I
don't
am
know.
in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, shout out to everybody in Jackson, Mississippi.
Absolutely. They have been showing the love. Oh my goodness. Yeah. They've been giving me
And your
heavy
hair
love.
looks really nice. I never really
Thank
see you with your
you.
hair, even though your
Yeah.
hair is down past your kneecaps. But
Ah!
anyway, anyway, we are so very excited to be on live with you guys. Shout out to all of the participants who attended my lunch and learn. You could have been
Yes.
anywhere doing anything, but you chose to invest in yourself. And so we thank you. I thank the photographer, John Paul, who happens to be a
Thank
very good friend
you.
of mine for many, many,
Bye-bye.
many years. Um, Shout out to Afia Ricks, All Things
Yes.
Finance.
I have my consultation on Saturday, people.
Shout out to Wanda Harris, All Things
Yes.
Business.
Life coach extraordinaire.
And shout out to Liz Christie, All Things Health and Wellness. Shout out to you. Woo!
Thank you.
Shout out to
My honor.
Roberta and Carol who helped set up
Yes.
the venue because it was a lot of work that we had to do. And so thank you so very much to the young ladies who rolled up their sleeves to get that done.
They did. They did jump in for
Yeah,
sure.
so there's a lot of things that I want to discuss this evening, and first and foremost is the conference of the Women's Empower Her Conference of 2025. Folks are calling me, folks are texting me, folks are emailing me. Listen, the link is live. That's why I said I just want to do this live because I don't have time to reach out to everyone.
Right.
The link is live, but I know folks are really expecting to see more. Don't worry about it. The landing page should be done either this weekend or by the middle of next week. And when the landing page is done, we are going to reintroduce the link for the Empower Her Women's Conference of 2025. Can't wait. Shout out to everyone in the D. Shout out to
Absolutely.
everyone in Chicago and the tri
Yes.
state. Shout out to everyone
Home.
in the Midwest. We are coming. We are not only
Yes.
coming to show up, but we are coming to show out.
Out.
Super excited. Um, I have a digital course that will be released any day now. It should have been finished a few days ago, but we ran into a situation, a technical situation, but everything is worked out now. The course is entitled The Empowerment Mastery. I think you guys are going to love it. I think you guys are going to love it. And it's affordable. It's affordable. So don't worry about being able to purchase the course because I made it affordable just for you. Um, Empress, you want to join in because I have a lot to say, but
Yes. I just want to again just echo the sentiment from the Empower Her lunch. There was so much love in that room. Shout out to all the vendors.
oh my
Shout
God,
out to
I
the
forgot my vendors.
support
Yes,
that and the feedback was humbling,
yes.
to say the least. I don't know. It just
I have all my
keeps
feedback on the clipboard.
it
Yes,
keeps getting better and better, and it is because of the love and support, and we do not take that lightly. As a lifelong friend, or the last 35 years, I know my oldest is 31. I knew her long before I became a mother.
yeah.
um,
I
I
remember.
love when my loved ones are loved on, so thank you for loving my, what is it, the jelly to my peanut butter, because if I'm the peanut butter to your jelly, or however you say it, I
Yes,
just love the love that and support that you received during the conference. You continue
amazing.
to bring relevant information to the forefront. And what I love is that even though you just said about the course, the coursework being affordable, those conferences are super affordable as well for the
Very much so.
content that is presented there. So I just want to honor you and give you your kudos for continuing to be of service, because that in order to be a good leader, you got to be of service. So thank you, Carla, for being of service to empower women and
I appreciate
continuing the legacy of the Lewis women and Mama Carol may smack me, but her side of the family too, because I don't know her last name, her maiden name, but just to continue the work of your grandmothers and your foremothers and aunts that gave back to the community. So I just wanted to say that little shout out to you.
I appreciate it. And I also want to include my uncles and my father in that because my
Yes,
father played a huge part in my life.
mine too.
And
Girl.
oftentimes, I always talk about the women and I never include my daddy, but my daddy was there. So shout out to my daddy.
Yeah, your
Okay.
daddy was there for me too. When
Shout
I
out
had
to
my
my daddy.
baby, you
Shout
were
out to
helping
my
me
daddy.
out while I was going out there pounding the pavement and working and doing what I needed to do. So I appreciate Daddy Leroy, Papa Leroy as well.
Daddy Leroy. Daddy Leroy was something else.
Hmm.
And so we honor Daddy Leroy as well.
Absolutely.
Um, I don't really know what to say. There's so much love that uh, is being poured my way. I like I said, I don't know which way to. I don't know what to say other than thank you. I sent out my newsletter yesterday, and folks are emailing and texting and calling and telling me what a wonderful
Oh,
idea
I love
to
that.
create a
Yeah.
monthly newsletter. Why did I create a monthly newsletter? I can never really get enough of putting my thoughts on paper. Okay. I can never get
Mhm.
enough of really sharing my thoughts. That's why I started a podcast because I just want to talk. I just want to talk. I want to share my thoughts with others. And maybe
Absolutely.
some people appreciate it and some people don't, but I'm my
No,
sister.
I appreciated this episode or this version, if you will, or this you know what word I'm looking for, of the
I know the
newsletter.
word.
It was a very delightful beginning to my morning when you sent that out. So I really appreciate that. I'm gonna have to start sharing that with some of my people that are not on your network as yet as well, because it's definitely needed and it was a source of encouragement for me when you sent it out the other day. So thank you for that.
Um, oh, okay. I'm not, something just popped up. That was really weird. Okay, technical difficulties. If there were none, you already know.
Absolutely.
What are your views about the conference? Our conference is coming up. And I'm not so nervous anymore because this isn't the
Right.
first one. But what are you thinking? Because we haven't really talked about it.
Well,
But
I know and we're talking Sterling Heights, we're talking about the Midwest Conference.
we're talking.
I'm super excited because I will be doing more um, hands on presentations. So I will have teas to drink,
Yummy.
I will have different things to try because I'm always talking about this natural living, this natural lifestyle.
Yep.
And I just wanted to, I mean, I don't have a label on it, but this is what I have in my hair. This is a concoction that
Who made that?
Sandy actually made it. It's a concoction with castor oil and rosemary oil and jasmine oil. And I just love it because, for when you have
Can you
locks,
just pull up your head? Can you just pull it up? Pull it. Pull.
I'm gonna pull it. Wait, did I get it all? So I'm gonna pull it up. But what I love about it is that anyone that has locks specifically, one of the challenges that we have is when we are using product and some of the product is so heavy. I know when I first started locking my hair, everybody was on this beeswax kick. Well,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I really never adhered to that because it it caked up and it attracted dirt, and so I was more inclined to use like aloe and nettles and different things like that, and the castor oil, whether it be Jamaican black castor oil or
Yeah.
the regular castor oil. And this particular remedy, we don't have this out yet. We're actually putting together a line of salves and hair products, but this particular one is just like I said, it was a sample version, and it has castor oil in it, rosemary oil, and I believe jasmine. But I love it because it's light. It doesn't, it's not cakey in my hair, and it just gave it a really nice sheen. So I'm just loving on that. And that's another reason why I'm excited about this conference because
Yeah.
we will actually have things for our attendees to taste. So I'm always talking about like my version of overnight oats. I'm always
Yeah.
talking about different teas and things that we can drink, and different, just different things that we can do to enhance this natural lifestyle, these things that we can do to build our natural medicine chest, our
Yes.
holistic health chest, and things like that. So in the Midwest, our Midwest conference, you'll actually be able to taste these things because our space has a kitchen. So I'll be able to
Does a
do
huge, a
certain
full
things.
walk-in kitchen, a full walk-in kitchen
Absolutely.
with a
So
full
I'm
walk-in
super
refrigerator.
excited
Yeah.
about that. Just to show people how
Yeah.
easy it is to do a quick, a quick smoothie on the way out the door. Things like that. Just I'm just excited about that because this time not only am I speaking about it, but people will get to taste certain things because I know that's a big thing. People are like, oh,
It's a
well, what
big
does it
factor.
taste like?
Mhm.
Just really quick, like I said, I'm in Jackson, Mississippi. I am helping out one of the properties here in their
Cool.
sales office as always, but on the catering side of it. And last week we had a group, actually over the weekend, we had a group that is connecting brain health to what you eat, which most of us have already known that, but I'm not going to get too deep into that. In any instance, they had a recipe for a plant based meatloaf that was made with lentils. And so the chef was very apprehensive. Like I said, I'm in Mississippi, so everything is pork, beef, heavy meat, that kind of thing. It wasn't so much like it wasn't like they were resistant to it; they were just nervous about it. And I said to the chef, I said, "Listen, season it up as if those lentils was ground beef, like you was seasoning up a ground beef meatloaf." And he followed the instructions and got the assignment. And when I tell you how delicious that plant-based meatloaf was, it was delicious. They ended up taking the mixture and making sliders. So they
Oh,
put it on a
cute.
slide. It was delicious. They ended up putting it on like a little Hawaiian King's Hawaiian roll. They
Mm.
toasted it, put a little barbecue sauce on it. It was awesome. And so now the team is becoming more open
And
to
confident.
different
Yeah.
right, confident and open to different variations whenever we have people who are vegetarian. Now, I am educating them with the vegan versus vegetarian. So they're opting to, like I said, make it more true and pure, which is vegetarian, that it's not no dairy,
Nice.
no cheese, that kind of thing. So it's exciting to see people learning and being confident in their learning. And then once they taste these dishes, it's just, yeah, it's really exciting. And again, shout out to the team here at the Westin in Jackson, Mississippi. They have been so loving, so welcoming. I feel like I'm at home. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them right now.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were. I know
Yeah,
you were
I half
somewhere
the
in
time don't know either.
transit, but I didn't know exactly where you were.
Oh, I
So,
love
for those
everything
that
is
are
music and food here. Music and food, two things
nice,
that I love. Music and food.
I wish I could be there to attend that conference that's
Yes, the one that's coming
and
up.
you send me that
Yes.
information because I
Oh,
didn't know that.
absolutely. And I
I wish I
plan to
could be there.
connect with the contact because I
Please
just want
do.
to kind of let her know what you're doing. Who
Yeah,
knows? We might
please
get
do.
another speaker out of it.
Yeah.
You never know. It's all about collaboration, right?
It's all about collaborating and
Absolutely.
networking. It's all
Yeah,
about collaborating and networking. So I
absolutely.
thank you in advance for that. For those that are calling from the Midwest about the tickets and the links, the link is live. The link has been live for a while, and there are a few people that have already purchased tickets. But as soon as my landing page is done, I will reintroduce the link to everyone. Savannah will start sending the links out to those who have emailed and called us. But we coming, y'all. Don't worry. We are
That's it.
coming. We are
Can't
coming.
miss that.
We are coming. The Midwest, Sterling Heights is always flagship. So regardless to where we go to have these conferences, Sterling Heights will always be the flagship
Absolutely.
location
Because if we don't, they're going to come get us.
because if we don't, it's going to be a big deal.
Ah,
We're
let
excited,
me tell you.
and the clock is ticking. There's a lot of things that still need to be done. I have vendors that are lined up for the event. We have a caterer that's lined up for the event. So a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
back house stuff is already done, but I mean, the weeks are approaching, and so we just have to kind of finalize a few things, but we will be in Sterling Heights to set it off. This year we're going to have a super fantastic time. Every year that we execute the women's empowerment conference, it gets bigger and better, because what we didn't know last year we know this year, and what we didn't know two
Absolutely.
years ago, so on and so forth. And so I look forward to it, and I thank everyone for taking time once again out of their day to call me and text me and say, "Carla, what's up? What's up with the link? Where you at? Where you
Yeah,
at? What's going on?" And so, I mean, people are eager. They're eager to invest in
as they should.
themselves, and so we are going to give you what you need. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you guys so much. Now, for the event in Sterling Heights, I know that you're going to be bringing a line of goodies
Yes.
that you and Sandy make. What are you
Yes.
bringing
So
other
for
than the hair
now,
oil?
right, we're gonna bring some of the hair oils, but mostly what I will have are the pain salves. The
Oh,
pain
yeah.
salves are the ones that we're really trying to promote right now. Sandy's line is healing up from the ground, so she's more in the lab. So we're
How
gonna
do we
definitely,
buy from Sandy now? They're people.
well, that we haven't gotten into that
Oh,
level just yet. That's why we're
okay.
trying to make sure we're ready for Sterling Heights, because that gives us a time for production and labels and all that stuff. Because
Yeah, there
remember,
are people that
when
want the stuff.
right, we have to make sure that everything, like all of the recipes are consistent. That we
Oh,
have the
okay.
ingredients listed.
I got you.
There's a whole lot that goes into that because this is health and wellness. So we want to make sure everything is the way that it's supposed to be. I may also have some of the Meadow Queens products like the colon sweep, the internal scrub items as well,
Okay.
because we're trying to elevate, right? So we this is what now the fourth. Well, I know it's the fifth conference because we had our virtual
This is
conferences.
the third
But
year now.
right, but
The
this is the
third.
third live year.
Yes,
And
that's correct.
so, in my mind, as we are elevating other
That's correct.
aspects of it, I'm definitely going to elevate, my aspect of it and
Yeah.
have some product ready for those that want to clean out, that want to detox, the ones that want to have those, bitters, that immune response in their
Yeah.
holistic health cabinet and things like that. So, I will have some items that I'm going to ship ahead of time before we get out there. Just not too much, but just enough. And so that this way, what we're talking about and what we've been talking about over the years, people can actually see and taste in person. So
And that's really exciting, because a
absolutely
lot of times people are standoffish to change because they're like, I'm not wasting any money in this. What if I
right,
don't like it? It might be horrible. I don't know what I'm doing. So I really appreciate the
right.
idea of you in the moment, like you're
Hmm.
coaching in the moment. And I think that's going to really, it's going to be a huge difference.
And one of the things I'm definitely going to do is the iodine test. Whenever we do, there's an iodine test that we do to check thyroid health. We are seeing now that there are a lot of people that are having issues with their thyroid and their thyroid health. So that's another thing that at the beginning of me speaking,
Hmm.
we're going to have iodine swabs. It's a whole presentation. I did want to say too that I know that we talked about this at the Empower Her lunch, just to kind of piggyback off what you said about people being apprehensive about trying things. I always try to remind people that, remember, we did not arrive where we are overnight. So when you're dealing with natural health and natural remedies and things like that, these things take time to kick in and do what they need to do. I did have a client once who had she had a series of different issues, but I had put her on a regimen that included the turmeric, right? And it was turmeric capsules, I believe. And I want to say after like 5 days of taking it, she stopped. So I was calling to check in with her to see, hey, how, what are you seeing? Have you, what's going on? And she
Yeah.
said, oh, well, I stopped because it was making me nauseous.
Oh,
And so I say that to just remind people, whenever you get a bad case of the flu or a bad cold, right? And your doctor gives you antibiotics, you start feeling bad before you start feeling better, because that is your body attacking and going to war with this infection and with the disease and whatever condition that you're fighting. So I just wanted to put that out there as a reminder that whenever you are implementing, especially something more natural, something that is a gradual detox, because I always say detox is what? Perpetual. We have to
yep.
eat cleansing foods. We have to make sure that we're overwhelming our body with all the good things. So when you are someone that you're making these changes, you are going to experience a bit of discomfort, a bit of not feeling so well before you start really feeling the wellness that these regimens are going to provide. I did want to add also, I just inherited a client on this property who has a 7-month-old baby, and the baby has issues doing number two.
Mm.
And this is another thing that we are seeing. I cannot begin to tell you how many clients that I have and have had that their infants are not having regular bowel movements because they are being told not to give their babies water. Just like Meadow Queen
That
says,
doesn't make
don't
any
you get
sense.
thirsty? I don't understand.
Yeah,
I
I don't
get it
understand
to a
it either.
certain measure, that a lot of it seems like it's mostly children that are on formula versus breastfed babies, because, with breast milk, there is a measure of the water in it. But you
Mhm.
have to give these children water. You have to give them water. It is a lot more detrimental for them to have backed up bowels
Mhm.
than it is for them to drink water. And she was asking me, they do have water specifically for, toddlers and
Babies,
things like
yeah, I've
that.
seen
If
it.
that's what you need to do. But you got to give these babies water. And I'm not talking about water with Karo syrup. Just saying.
Mm-mm.
Because we gotta
Mm-mm.
be mindful of the sugar content. We make our children addicted to sugar.
Yeah,
We do. Substitute that sugar with it, I mean, first of all, water shouldn't be sweet. I never gave my kids sweet sugar, sweet water. Sometimes I
yeah,
would put chamomile in it if I needed them to go to sleep. I would put sometimes lavender in it if I needed them to go to sleep.
yeah,
My daughters, sometimes I would put rose petals in it. And again, these are all organic flowers that I'm using. I'm not going outside and picking them. I'm not using hybrid roses or anything like that.
yeah.
So, I just wanted to say that, like, we have got to make sure that these children are getting adequate amounts of water.
I have a question for you. I have several email actually that Savannah gave me. I don't know if she sent them to you, but there's a Pam Clark, right, who says she's trying not to use she's trying not to use sugar anymore. So she's trying not to use sugar and she's utilizing dates as a
Oh, that's
substitute. So
excellent.
she made date syrup as a sweetener.
I've never made it as a syrup, but date syrup is good. You can use fig. I usually use figs in my smoothies. So, like, when I do my little,
Right.
because you know me, I'll do a smoothie and I'll just throw stuff and make it happen. But I do put fig in my smoothies, and it
She said
makes
she's
it really.
made, well, according to the email that she sent, and shout out to Pam. Hey, Pam. She said
Yes.
she's made a syrup and she said
Oh,
it's
that's awesome.
extremely sweet.
Right. So yeah, because it can be. So my question then becomes, when she made the syrup, how did she break it down? Did she boil it?
She,
Right. Put a
according
little.
to the email, she boiled it. She didn't add anything in it. She just
Okay,
boiled it in
because
water.
dates are very, very sweet in and of itself. So kudos to Pam, because you figured out another
Yeah.
way to sweeten your food. Again, my whole thing is this, right? Because we have so many, fruits are sweet. We get a lot of our water. Like, I follow Brother Yaqui Elohim, and one of the things that he talks about is getting water from our fruit. So I kind of have the same approach when I'm thinking about sugar and sweet. So I try to not have too much sugar or sweet things in
Yeah.
my diet, but I understand that because we are a society that has been covertly addicted to sugar, because like I
Yeah.
said, we've been giving our children, I know when, a lot of us when we were babies, we were given water with Karo syrup in it. Then
Oh, that's
we
so
you know,
sweet.
everything has to have
That's
this
so
sweet to it. Like when I make oatmeal for my grandchildren, a lot of times I'll just put bananas in it, you know, or some kind of fruit, and the you know, once that's mixing together, you
that
have
should
your
be enough.
sweet.
Yeah.
Right, you have your sweet, but again, everybody has their level of sweet, and I always say this, especially when we're talking about making homemade salad dressings, because a lot of people, you know, that's usually like a real quick thing, right? That's like one of the first go-to things that people
Yeah.
try to replace in their house, right? They're like, okay, I'm not going to buy bottled
I
salad
make my
dressings.
salad dressing. I've been making my
Yeah,
salad dressing for
right.
years.
You make really great salad dressings because you get that seasoned rosemary oil, that seasoned olive oil, which I love. I love that.
I most
Shout out
certainly
to,
do.
I think, Big Pot is a there's a an olive oil producer in California, and I believe it's called Big Paw. I had gotten some cayenne pepper flavored olive oil. I
Oh, wow.
loved it. I used it in a lot of stuff. But back to the sweet. So whenever you try to do your own homemade salad dressings, the reason why it doesn't taste the same is because that one you get out the supermarket has excessive sugars in it. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
always tell
Not
people,
very.
listen, if you want to take the edge off it, or you want to marry the flavor, or you want to bring it out, you just put, like, you could either, I'm not a fan of agave. Agave is a little too sweet for me, but
Yeah.
if you're someone big on sweet, you can do sweeten it with agave. I usually just sweeten it with a little clove honey, and not even a lot, like a tip of a teaspoon, even, because it's just enough to marry the flavor and bring it out, because
But
that's a lot of
you could utilize fruit also because I make a bad
absolutely. Oh, I
peach,
love, you know, I had that at Sandy.
raspberry peach strawberry salad dressing, which is
Mm-mm-mm.
absolutely
I
amazing. And there's
know
no
it is.
sugar added.
Sandy had a raspberry walnut balsamic vinaigrette.
That's
Oh my God,
fantastic.
talking about delicious. But
That's
again, like you
fantastic.
said, you can sweeten with the fruits. We have to be creative. We have
Yeah.
to be creative. You know, we start, and there are enough uh like content creators now that, and I always tell people that, listen, you know, join a group. There's like Healthy Girl Kitchen. There's so many different groups on social media that are producing really great vegetarian, and I'm talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
truly vegetarian, no animal
Some good
products.
stuff. Good
People
stuff.
stop making a distinction. There is no distinction. They created that distinction in the
So,
90s. I remember when it was done. That you are either vegetarian or you're not. All of this, I'm vegan, no, I'm vegetarian, but you eat cheese and you eat cream and any animal-based product, I'll fight you on it, because that's not what it is. You're either consuming animal products or you're not. Bottom line, okay? Now,
bottom line.
again, we create these distinctions to make people, you know, more comfortable. But the whole idea of it is, I always tell people, be creative. We had this
Mm-mm.
conversation for 2 hours in a meeting earlier about how I use lion's mane mushrooms, and you would swear it was chicken. Using portobello mushrooms, and you would swear it was a steak. Doing using eggplant, even. I'll never forget this, Carla. This was back in the late '80s. I was with my childhood sweetheart, and I remember slicing this eggplant the long way, very thin. I breaded it with some seasoned cornmeal, and I like kind of pan fried it a little bit. When I tell you, he didn't even know. He was like, "Wait, what is this?" Because he thought it was meat. So
Mhm.
again, I know some of the meat eaters are like, "Oh, I could tell the difference." Yeah, you may be able to tell the difference, but if you're someone that you're trying to eliminate red meat from your diet, and you are
Yeah.
not in the states of Texas and Ohio where they have cows that actually are grazing in the grass like they should, then you might
Yep.
want to stop. You might want to stop eating it and look for alternatives. And there are so many wonderful alternatives. Last week I had a cauliflower taco. I was
Mhm.
living the life. A cauliflower
Nice.
taco with the it had no cheese on it. It was like a pico de gallo, so like the peppers, tomatoes, green onions. Oh my God, it was delicious. Absolutely delicious. You can make cabbage steaks. That's one of my favorites. You
Yep.
slice the cabbage the long way, make it about that thick, season it on both sides, and do what you do. So there's a lot of alternatives. I'm gonna get off my
We
soapbox now.
no, that's okay. I don't know. I don't think there was a name to this particular email because remember, this is what Savannah gave me.
Right.
Someone wanted to know what happened to the fast because every year we
Oh,
go on
well,
for
you know
fast.
what? This year, because we did I still did it, but I was also doing a corporate fast with the ministry that I belong to. Shout out to Love and Grace,
Shout
Pastor
out to
Greg
Loving
and
Grace.
Nicole Curry.
Hey,
I love them, my spiritual parents. And so we were doing a fast, a Daniel fast in conjunction with that. So I didn't really promote the raw food fast this year, although, like I said, I want to say 14 days out of that, I did cooked vegetables, and then the remainder of the month I did raw. So that's why I really didn't promote it as much because I wasn't really going in heavy as I did.
okay, thank you
So,
for that reply. And then I have another email here in front of me, and it's just kind of talks about the conference in the direction in which we're going with all of this. What is the end
mhm,
result? Well, there's really no end result with the I'm My
absolutely
Sister's
not.
Keepers project. We just want to continue to grow our fan base, right?
Absolutely.
To build a foundation, so that we can open doors for more women than we're actually touching now. Every
Absolutely.
year, the projects become larger and larger, and there's certain things that we're not going to talk about right now just because we can't, not because we don't want to, but there's so many different factors
Right.
that tie into our
Hmm.
project. But I am extremely humbled to be given this task to execute, and so that's exactly what we're doing. We're talking about 2026 already. We're talking about 2026, and some folks are calling about 2027. I'm not there yet for
Well,
2027. i'm
I'll tell
really
you,
I'm
you
really
know,
not.
the line of work I'm in, we do have groups that are planning their
Mhm.
2027 conferences already.
I
It's a
know they are.
wonder, but I'll have to say I can remember in 2023 looking at 2025. So, it is what it is, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And so to make a long story short, just want to say thank you. Thank you for everyone that's along for the
Absolutely.
ride. Because remember when we started, we had a handful of people. We had a handful of people, and look at what it has grown into. Such a beautiful participation
Community. Hmm.
for the lunch and learn. It was
That,
so very
that
nice.
was
It was
awesome.
so very nice.
Hmm.
And I think we put that together, what, in a
In a few
couple,
weeks.
yeah,
That was a few
so
weeks. It
very
was a month.
nice. And so um, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you in believing in us. We appreciate you
Absolutely.
for allowing us to deliver the message because essentially we're just messengers. We're just
Absolutely.
messengers of the Most High God, and we're
Absolutely.
just following through what the task is that needs to
Absolutely.
be completed. And so I thank you, Sister Liz. If you don't have anything else to say, we need to end for now because it's
Well,
seven
no, I
thirty-seven.
don't have anything else. I just want to say thank you again for all of the affirming and reassuring comments. I thank you all for supporting my dear loved one, Carla. I just can't thank you guys enough, and it's humbling. And again, it is definitely something that we hold near and dear, and that is to be of service to our community. And we're talking about our global community. So
Global,
thank you.
absolutely. And thank you to everyone that gave me gifts. Wherever we have these events, I always get a bunch of gifts. Thank you so very much. I love, love, love gifts. So thank you so
Oh,
very
wait,
much
we
for
didn't
giving them.
shout out. Speaking of gifts, Mama Liz, let me tell you,
Oh
and
my
I'm not, I'm talking about Mama Liz, Sarita's mom, and her
Sarita's mom.
delicious black cake. Oh
Mhm.
my God. I brought some with me because that's how much I had of it. I brought some with me to Jackson.
She gave me
And
three
one of the
slices. I had to put
co-workers
them away because
here
I eat it
is
all.
from St. Lucia. Shout out to St. Lucia.
Shout out to
And
St. Lucia.
I said, Bobby, I said, you eat black cake? He said, what Caribbean man don't eat black cake? So he enjoyed that last slice of black cake that I had. So he has made me promise that if my contract is extended and I come home, that I
Yeah, the
have to
cake is
reach
all
out
of
to
that.
Mama Liz and bring him back some of her black cake.
Her
So
cake
shout
is
out to
all of
Mama
that.
Liz
Shout
and
out to you.
Sarita for her delicious black cake.
Shout out to everyone that listens to my podcast too. So shout out to
Absolutely.
everyone in the West Indies. Shout out to everyone
Yes,
in
yes, yes.
Canada and France and
Yep,
Rome and Spain and oh my God, the list goes on and
absolutely.
on and on. Thank you guys so much. I know that I haven't been recording as much as I should, but don't worry, things are starting to slow down
We've
in
been in the
certain
trenches
aspects,
doing
and
work. That's why. That's what that
I
is.
know, but I still have to record.
Yeah,
So I thank you guys for your patience. A lot of things have taken off. It's so much different now than when it was when I started my podcast. I didn't have my
absolutely.
hands mixed in so many bowls, but now,
Absolutely.
babe, it's a lot going on. So I thank you guys for your patience, and I will be recording more. So just hold on tight and don't let go. I got you. We love you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know what's happening.